Namaste, everyone. Sahaja ki, Baba Sangha ki, Arunachala ki, Lucknow ki, Rishikesh ki, Ganga ki, Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya ki, Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Kunja ji ki, Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Moji Baba ki. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
So, in a few minutes, I had a very short nap this afternoon. And the first thing that happened when I woke up is I met an enlightened being. Same one. Whose being was it? Yours. One being. What did it say? Who remembers? Hi. Yeah. Hi. Here I am. I am. Who remembers? Don't judge, don't interpret. Not don't judge, don't interpret. But if you judge or interpret, I will pose as if I am a person. And then I said what? He said, but what if we do judge, we do interpret? Yes, I am still here. All that is past is now gone. This that is, this I am, is all there is all that you will ever be. Therefore, it is never a becoming. You cannot become that. You cannot get to that. You are that. Now, the question might come that, is this some sort of effort to stay in this or something? Is this some sort of effort? But effort needs energy, no? Is there effort without energy? So is energy needed to stay as you are? Or is energy needed to pick up notions, ideas of who you are? For what is energy needed? To stay as you are? To sit where you are? Don't need any energy. Well, biologically speaking, you do, but you get the point. But to walk to the door, you need energy. To pick up the chair, you need energy. Therefore, it is the picking up which is effort. So this is seen simply. If you look at it like this, you see, to just remain as I am is not actually energy, and therefore that is not the effort. Then the question might come, but then why does it feel like it? And hopefully this question is a lot less than what it was on the first day. It is only because we got used to picking up these chairs. Because we got used to picking up these chairs, it might seem like that is effortless. But you can see that this is what has made us tired. Our suffering is a symptom of that tiredness. We're tired of this pretend duality. So taste yourself, your being, your presence. If there is a taste of heaven, this is it. Heaven is not another realm. It is your true existence. And hell is not another realm. It is this suffering because of this pretense of duality. Could it be that all this sadhana, tactics, techniques, practices, all these satsangs, all of them have just pointed us to what is naturally here? That which I couldn't lose if I tried my utmost best. We have been trying to find that. You see the trick? I feel the sitting example is very good. If I say, sit exactly like you're sitting right now, how will you do it? No, that moved. You see? So it is not a movement that is required. So when we have a notion, how do I get there? There's a notion of a movement required. How do I take on that position? I'm not asking you to take any position at all, because all position taking implies movement. And what is the good news? That whatever movement also happens, the self remains unmoved, untouched. That's why I said you cannot even leave it. No? Now, some of you in this room have a very satisfied look on your face. And some of you are very disappointed, wondering, was that it? Both the satisfaction and the disappointment are just appearances within your own self. Even these positions, apparent positions, make no difference to your reality. They're only various shades of the play, various shades of the pretense. That is why I was saying the other day, wherever you may wander, you will only find yourself. So I say, sit exactly where you've been sitting, and you see that, oh, this is already true. Will you say, yay, I did it? But you have been already, no? Or would you say, no, I don't. I haven't done it yet. Sit exactly where you're sitting. Even both these positions don't apply. Both these posture of, yay, I did it, and no, sorry, I still think I missed it. Both these don't actually apply, because you cannot miss it. You have to be there to miss it. So the you is already there. So all that is hopefully dissolving in this sharing is the notion of getting it, getting somewhere, becoming something, projections about the self. Is there anybody stuck on the idea of where are the fireworks? You might not admit it. some. We can organize some fireworks tomorrow. All this idea of special supernatural abilities, fireworks. All these at best are byproducts. None of these are necessary. Not even any special states. If they come, they come. If they don't come, they don't come. What does it have to do with your existence? Are you existing less because no fireworks? Will you exist more because there is a special state? Existence remains untouched. Sometimes better no fireworks. You see? Because you'll mistake that to mean freedom. And when they go, because everything that comes goes. When they go, you will say, Ananta, I had it, now I lost it. How many times you've heard this over the years? So it was not, the it again was misplaced as if it is a special state, loss of thinking, quietude might come, some special energetic movement might start arising. And if you mistake these as the self or as proof of recognition of the self, then again is the idea of suffering can be picked up because they will go. What comes goes. How many still feel like you still have a but? One, two. So one by one we can share, give the mic.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste.
Till now, whatever you were sharing, I mean, everything is, it's feeling true here.
Yes.
Except today,
Except today, the whole day?
lot of, some resistance, some
Not audible.
It is
still.
on.
Closer.
Yeah. Something is triggering
You know what they say
whatever
in
you're saying.
Guruji Satsang, na? Like ice cream, keep it really close.
Okay. Is this okay?
They used to say, but now they started saying little further, no, not really close. This
Yeah.
much, yeah.
So I mean, there's something without you having read anything or doing anything, something feels very true when the words are spoken.
Yes.
You don't have proof of it before,
Yes.
but still it feels really true.
Yes.
And today, whatever you're saying,
Yes.
somewhere something's not feeling true.
True at all.
I feel it's like the Kupa Manduka
I have no idea.
telling the frog in the well,
Uh-huh.
telling the frog, this is it.
Oh.
Convincing the frog. Frog somewhere knows it's not it,
Ah.
but telling the frog again and again, this is it,
Yeah.
this is it. And something is revolting
Yeah.
that. They
So
feels
the
that
prison must be real and I must be freed from it. Huh. Whether you say
No.
well, okay, well is real.
no, the well is all there is. There is nothing else existing outside the well.
There is nothing outside the well.
That exists.
Yes.
Well is what it is.
Yes.
Of course, the frog right now only knows the well. And the words of the Guru is saying, this is it. But somewhere the
Okay,
knowing
can you
is,
find the boundary of this well?
right now the boundary is not that big, Father. That is why
Yes, tell me where. Where is it?
Father, there has been
Because we have to examine the notion, right? So if you say, for example, that this seems like now, what he's saying is that, okay, because They'll not get it anyway, so let me give them some candy and say, no, this is it. Feel better about yourself. Something like that. But what I'm saying is that what you are already is already limitless and boundaryless. Now you feel like it is a well. That means it is limited in some way. So you have to then say,
you know somewhere it is limitless, but it's not feeling that way now. There has been clearer seeing before,
yes. So
which has come and gone.
the quality of the feeling is different.
The seeing is different, Father.
The seeing. Show me how.
The seeing was that more clearer, and there was no doubt, Father. Now there is doubt. So
No, that is feeling. What about the
doubt,
seeing?
the
Like
seeing
doubt
part.
is a feeling.
No, there was a knowing when the knowing was there.
Okay, now knowing not there.
Knowing is not there that way.
That's just a feeling. Show me how the seeing is not there or the knowingness is not there.
The knowing was clear that everything is inside me, everything is, and there was no doubt there.
Okay. So now what is outside you?
Now there is separation, there is duality, there are
Where?
other
So what is
people,
outside?
there is me, there is everything.
Okay, where? So this voice, let's start with this as usual. This voice is where?
It is heard inside, but it's emanating from here.
This emanating from is where?
From you.
That
So
you
it
is
is.
where? It's like, don't make me look. Don't make me look.
No, Father, I'm able to only look in the mind. I'm not able to look
No, where do
from
you
where
see?
you're asking me to look.
I'm not, no condition required. Okay? No special abilities, no special way of looking. This body is seen in front of you.
Yes.
You see? Now, this in front,
Mm.
where in front of what is it?
Mm. Okay. Okay.
This is what I meant about states. Because the state happened once, then we can make a benchmark and say, oh, that was the state. See? Where it seemed like, you see, energetically there was no sense of me, so the oneness was so clear. But even when it can feel like energetically there is a sense of me, where is the trueness?
Come again, Father.
Because you had the experience of a state
Mm.
where this sense of me didn't seem to be there, so everything seemed so one apparently.
Yes.
Now, even if there is a sense of an energetic me, did that create some actual trueness or is just a sense of feeling?
Mm. So energetically, it won't be like that all the time.
It can come all, that's why I said that which comes goes. And then it can come again and go again. Tonight everything is going to go, no? So maximum you're talking about till now, till sleep time.
Mm.
You see? And what comes next once I am is back, who knows? You don't even know whether this body will be back.
Mm.
You see? So now, is there any
There was
separation in your seeing or just in the feeling?
in front of what is what I'm thinking, and I'm just
Okay.
don't know where in front of
Yes,
what.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a good contemplation also. That I,
Mm.
what is the limits to that one? What is outside of that? That which is the perceiver of all things. Is it perceiving things outside of itself?
I don't know.
So let's investigate this one, this perceiver. You are the perceiver?
Yes.
How is this you perceived?
How is?
If you are the perceiver,
Yes.
how is this known? How do you know you are?
I is just the knowingness. There is nothing.
Now you're going back to what you heard, or you're checking now?
Many times I've checked.
No. So don't refer even to that many times. Now
Mm.
you are perceiving all of this. There is seeing,
Yes.
there is hearing, there is all this perception.
Mm.
What is perceiving all of this?
I am.
You are. This I am. What is the size of it, shape of it, location of it, duration of it?
No duration.
Duration. So already
No.
you're timeless, no? Father, you yourself said no duration. I just use a better, fancier word. Okay, no duration.
Yeah, because who knows? After sleeping, who knows duration?
So no duration and location, dimension, any shan, color.
Actually, true. None of that is there.
Actually, true, none of that is there.
But when you say you're the sole witness and all that, that bothers me, Father.
Yeah, because
Because
if you try
each
to,
person is a sole witness.
so fine. You're okay to say that everyone is their own mini universe, unlimited.
Yes.
Okay, deal. Fine. It's good enough. No, it doesn't make a difference to you. You're fine. You're your own mini universe. Good enough.
Yes.
I can live
Can
with
you
this.
speak a little bit more about that soul part that you were speaking?
Because this is the only verifiable truth. For there to be another, you have to presume. So when Bhagwan said,
Mm.
when somebody said, now that I see the truth about myself, how do I treat others? He said, there are no
none.
others. No others, very specifically.
And he was feeling it that way.
Seeing it exactly the way you are seeing it. But he was not adding presumption to it. Can you validate the existence of Ananta? How, except as a perception for you?
Validate only from mind.
Only from the perception. Even for the mind to interpret this as Ananta, you need the perception of it.
Mm.
And so many things we perceive. That's why Shankara used that famous example of snake and rope.
Mm.
You might perceive a snake,
Mm.
but actually in the light, you might see
It's
it was just a rope.
rope.
So perception, we perceive mirages, we perceive many things. And we really rely on perception alone. So it is not a validated truth that there are others.
Mm.
But your own existence, you can validate. No?
Yes. And there is no problem here, Father. I mean, life has only gotten sweeter, lighter, effortless in every way. And I mean, there is no want or need here, Father. It's feeling very complete
Yes.
this moment. I mean, there's no like, I want something more next moment. It's not. I'm enjoying every moment fully and completely.
Very good.
And even the mother identity is very loose, and it's really. I mean, thank you for all that. But this one thing was triggering, Father.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, stay with your verified experience. Because what did we say? We don't infer anything. We stay
Yes.
with true insight. Because
Yes.
inferences have got us so much trouble in the past.
Yes.
So whatever now from here, whatever arises as true insight for you, and today also we did the same exercise only.
Mm.
We saw what you're actually seeing versus what you're interpreting it as, which was coming as a feel, which was being projected as a feeling, what is actually an interpretation in the garb of a feeling.
Okay. Okay, we'll just stay with this, Father. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And if you stay as a mini universe for a long, long time, it's absolutely fine.
Okay. Hope that collapses too, Father.
Okay.
Thank you.
So who was the next? Come.
Actually, is everything what you say is clear,
Yes.
but some energy stuck. It's like through these 2 days, I noticed that a lot of energy and fears, and it's like uh, some tension, so much
Yes.
about how people think about me,
What they think about you.
and some expectation.
Yes.
If they have, should I like see like they want to see me or something like, and it's really make me label, and this form is so much appears,
Yes.
and it's
Now,
so heavy.
this insight that you're having about yourself, as you say, what I'm pointing to is clear. So you're having an insight. Does that have anything to do with this one, this body shape? What is the correlation between the two? Is this one flesh and blood having that insight? Is it? So if you don't have this correlation about, oh, I have had the insight. If it's again like becomes a physical location, then what did I say the other day? You probably heard it very few times from me, but I say very often. You found the ocean, but you try to fill it back in the coconut. So let all other coconuts feel anything about all other coconuts. You are the ocean. All these coconuts are just floating on your surface. They have nothing to do with you. Sometimes some coconut will come and collide with you. The ocean is not affected by that.
It also seems like I see myself how I should be, like then it's not about others, and it's like you say not judge and that things,
Huh?
not judge yourself,
Yes, yes.
but it's about this like
Now, as you see yourself, how you are, where are the others?
now I don't, because I in this energy stuck.
Yes, yes. But the energy is not in opposition to you. Nothing can oppose you. You see? So let the energy be there, even if it's stuck. Like that. Where is it contained, this energy? Inside you or outside you? Inside you. And what is that size of that inside? How big the energy has to be? How many kilograms of energy you need to stuck you? 1 kilo energy is enough to stuck you? Easy. No, you can have the entire mass of the universe. The energy can be that much, but you will not be stuck in it. Like one tiny insect is walking on the wall. You are the wall, but because the habit has been to see for the insect, it can feel like, oh, really? Why is this here? You're discovering your spaciousness, which is beyond space. What energy can bind you? We have only believed that freedom means that it should be something like that. You see, if you throw away all those ideas, you see that your existent truth is unlimited.
There is like a something wanted to ask something, but
Yeah.
it seems to appear, but it's nothing.
Nothing.
But still, like, what about the others? What is it?
Yes, yes. That's what I was saying. That are the others also not appearances like the same energy we just spoke about? How many kilograms of others you need to stuck you? Is this other, or just another appearance within you? Is it? Unless we take something as a boundary and say, this is my boundary, where do you stop? Where do you start? What can you not contain?
Like, question is comes
Yeah.
like, will I bother the others, or like?
Yes, yes, but you cannot. One coconut can bother other coconut. The ocean is not bothering anyone. But all the appearances within it, they're playing the game of bothering each other most of the time. You are not moving. The unmoving cannot bother anyone. When we try to be both the coconut and the ocean, then it feels a bit tough, you see. So one foot you have to lift. I would prefer you lift the coconut foot. You see? But because it's very uncomfortable to one foot in the limitless and one foot in the, you see, body identity can feel very uncomfortable. Just one foot on the infinite. You've seen that Shiva, Nataraj? One foot on the ground. That's it. You are Shiva. Only grounded in the infinite itself. Something needs to happen. What?
Like everything disappear or something.
Disappears. There can be an expectation that something has to happen. But then that would be the opposite of what I've been saying since morning. Isn't it? But we can still have that expectation of an experience, of a dissolution, something. Now let them be like movements of waves in the ocean. If they come, they come. Ocean is not worried.
So, and if its label is comes from the others, like this, they say you are like this and that.
Yeah.
So,
You just laugh and say, They're calling the coconut me. This coconut body. You see, they're calling it you, calling it me. Sometimes I don't often say this, but these days it's become more often. I look at this coconut. I say, this Ananta is a pretty nice guy, no? He's not a fairly kind, and so you can have. And these days, actually, the funnier thing I've been saying is that Ananta is my first Sangha member. Ananta is my first Sangha member. You see what I mean? So this is how you'll treat this coconut, which you've been calling yourself, but you're finding a much greater self.
Yes. It's like how to live it.
How is the?
I know then you
Yeah,
say
you
it's.
know. It's basically like a, what do I do now? You see? All doing is happening on its own. You are doing it as consciousness, but consciousness is not exerting effort to do. What is consciousness doing? This. You see? So already all you're doing as consciousness. So what do I do now? Enjoy. All of this is for your joy, even the tears. Not just the happy tears, even the sad tears are for your joy.
Oh, may I ask what to do?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel the form.
Yeah, feel it. It is designed to be felt.
Okay.
You see, consciousness is not such a bad designer. It'll design a form, but you won't feel it. Very good designers. All these sensations can seem very intimate. Experience them, nothing wrong with that. But don't label it me, that's all. It is not you. Just sensations appearing within you. Enjoy every bite of this play that you're creating for yourself. This form, this world, your existence itself. The kind of enjoyment you will get as God, tasting God. You see, it will be very different from the kind of enjoyment you feel like when you were identifying as a limited entity, tasting an objective world. It doesn't have to be an outward, very blissful type joy. It can be if it wants to. It can be a very quiet joy. There's a quiet sense of ease about it. You see? And as long as it feels like there are others, try not to explain too much of this to them unless you are invited. You
But
see? Explain means many times when we have these insights, we feel like we want to tell them also, involve them, but they will give you some other notions which again you will have to shake off in some satsang or the other
you mean about the state
about
or
what you're
my
finding about
person?
yourself. Is it? Unless somebody invites you and says, there's something I see about you. Can you tell me what's happening with you? Is it? Wait for that invitation. Yes.
Actually, I felt an urge to report my state of mind. It's both of confusion and clarity.
Same, na? 1 foot here, 1 foot there.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel that the questions are kind of dropping because I can see the futility of asking the questions because it does not even satisfy the person. Forget about the self. It does not. And I feel that I'm in a state right now.
One tip I want to give you before you get to the next point.
Yeah.
All of us have tried to satisfy the person. Not one satisfied person you will find.
Yeah.
Because this non-existent person has an unlimited belly.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, but its tummy is huge.
Yes.
You can keep trying to satisfy it.
Yeah. So that's why I said the futility of asking questions because you will not get the satisfaction out of it.
Not because the... Okay, anyway, go on.
So please.
It's fine. No, I was saying that it is not because the answers are unsatisfactory, but the notion of the person itself is that it's a changing goalpost.
Yeah.
They'll say, but this, and will change
Exactly. Exactly.
The end of the race will keep changing, and you
Yeah.
keep running, trying to catch up to them. You thought it's 100 meters, then it becomes 200 meters, then
Correct.
it becomes a marathon, then it becomes... Easy.
Yes.
Like the cat, we say.
So I've come to a point where my mind has gone into like a dead zone. It's not taking any more teachings. It's not taking any more. It's basically I'm not able to concentrate anymore. But it is not bothering me actually.
Yes.
So I've just been thinking if there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, then what's the whole point? Just relax.
Exactly.
So just want to confirm with you. But at the same time, when you talk about, you are timeless, I don't get that because that's not in my experience yet.
If that gets in the way of your relaxation, forget about it. Let me make it simple. Everything I say in Satsang, which gets in your way of your ease, forget about it, throw it away, it's nonsense, garbage. Okay.
Because I'm taxing myself to say, I'm not getting it, and I'm not getting those concepts of timelessness.
Forget it.
And when you said, is Ananta there? I can touch and feel, yes, you are there.
This body is the coconut.
So I'm
See,
not able
coconut Ananta is not.
Yes.
No other entity is there which is called Ananta. It is then the limitless self only. Okay, not limitless, just the self. You see? So Ananta is a name for some fictional, mythical entity.
So I'm relaxed. I'm not. Today, when the Aarti was going on, so earlier the connotation behind the Aarti used to be either sadness or a want for something, and even enlightenment. But today, the basic premise was just enjoy the Aarti.
Yes.
And without any wants.
Now, is your relaxation dependent on the appearance or disappearance of some objective thing, like an object?
No.
Some phenomena?
No.
No. Whatever might come and go, you're relaxed.
At the moment, it seems like this.
Good. Then you don't let any word bother you.
But
you're only molesting yourself with these butt.
I forgot what I was to ask you. So no need to understand these concepts. No, I was going to ask you this thing that if without doing all this, or without self-inquiry, if you are just relaxed, and it seems that at the moment I'm relaxed. Maybe I'm too tired of inquiring, and I've come to a state where I don't want any more inquiry. I just want to relax. Is it laziness, or is it that you've given up?
Yeah.
It could be that also.
When you say relax, are you talking about some sort of a physical relaxation, or are you speaking the same thing which I'm saying, like a general sense of ease, where
Yes.
everything is being allowed to come and go?
Yeah.
Everything is allowed to
Yeah.
come
It's
and
not
go.
physical
Yeah, not
relaxation.
just a physical
No.
like resting,
Yeah.
but more a sense of ease where you don't find anything blocking whatever it could be coming and going, whatever
Yeah.
people are saying in front.
Yeah,
It
because
doesn't
I was,
matter.
one mind was why there's so much of discussion
Wow.
about this, just relax. But I'm just concerned that it should not be temporary, because
See,
once I
you have
walk
to
out of the
be-
retreat,
You have to be careful when you start saying, because very soon people will come and start asking you, so how do I relax? And then you'll have to come up with answers like I have to.
yeah,
How are you relaxing?
actually I'm Ramanpreet Singh.
Nice. Nice dodge.
Yeah. So I
It
just,
was so much like this because Vidika is in the room, okay? You said that.
okay.
She's a one big time punster, prankster.
So I just let it be and don't worry about understanding the concepts. If you say so.
But you're enjoying it, no?
It's not even enjoyment. It's basically, as I said, I've come to a dead end kind of a thing where nothing is going in. So I'm not very sure, and that's why I've come over here to, understand from you whether I
So
should
now
set it.
you already said you are at dead end.
Yes.
Now if I say you have to do something, but you are dead end, no? I heard that.
Yeah.
I don't want to trouble you by saying you have to do this.
So I hope it is not that you've given up, or you're being lazy.
Why is
and you're
everybody
not.
feeling this? I'm giving you the best news today. Everybody feeling, okay, Ananta has figured these guys not going to get it. So let them just chill out where they are. Is that it?
No, sorry, I didn't get that.
I was saying that even like Soumya was saying earlier that maybe somewhere father has given up on us
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to trouble his children. So he's just saying that there is nowhere to go. You just be happy as you are. Is that the feeling?
No, that's not the feeling. No. Okay. Let me ask this also, because when I sit back, I'll have this question again in mind. So if without doing anything, I'm relaxed, and there's somebody else who's not doing anything, who's not even doing self-inquiry, he's also relaxed.
Yes. Okay. Can I ask something before I know what their question is going? But suppose anxiety appear, will you say you're not relaxed now?
Anxiety appear about?
Anything. If this energetic sensation starts to wobble about anxiety, you see, would you say that now I'm not relaxed because the appearance of something?
No.
Is that the relax you're talking about? No.
No.
So that can also appear and it can go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
one, you have been doing self-inquiry and now you're relaxed. Another has done no self-inquiry. So then.
And he's relaxed
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So then, if we both are relaxed, then what's the point of self-inquiry?
How
then?
many such have you met?
But there are a few people who are so happy in the way their life is going. Yeah. Just before coming here, I met my friend whose father expired, and he was a very righteous man. He did everything what he was supposed to do, very religious, took care of the family.
Didn't sound very relaxed.
No, he was very relaxed as well. He was very relaxed, and the question came up, and we had this discussion, and he said, and good that we talked about this, because he said to ask you, the person who has lived his life like that, okay, and he's never done any self-inquiry, no meditation, and in the scriptures we've been told the ultimate life, purpose of life is to realize oneself. So, and he's gone. So, has he lived his life fully?
Yes.
Without realizing himself?
How you know that?
No, because he was very close to his father and he used to discuss with him.
Yeah. So did the father say, I don't know who I am?
No, but he's not like, we always give the ultimate goal of life as enlightenment or realization.
So how do you know he was not enlightened?
No, otherwise, at least his son would have known.
So When I said I met the enlightened being,
Yes.
was that something special to just one of you or two of you? Or was it true for all of you? Those who are living their life notionlessly are awake.
They are awake.
Yes. That is the light. No? You don't need echo. So we don't need echo.
So it means that they have lived the life fully because they had no notions which they had to unlock or give away or shatter. Okay, thank you very much.
He's not looking at. The trouble is, but I have done so much self-inquiry. And I'm getting to that point. See, that one did 999 years. In this life, it was just one moment done.
So I just wanted to stay in this, state.
Yeah, maybe we need to, for a minute, clarify what this enlightenment is. It is one being. It is the same being. There are most of us who put on a pretense or mask, you see, and seem to mask this being with an individual identity. Okay? For some of us, these notions have not really carried much value. You see? I played with once in a while conversationally, but in the life that you are describing, it seemed like it was very full of ease and nothing was really bothersome, and so everything was taken very lightly. Everything taken lightly only means that our concept of anything is not taken too seriously. It is never the thing itself which is light or heavy. It's how seriously the concept of it is taken. You see?
Right.
So if for one being, they're just leading the life of the simple being and no notion, no concepts really are having that kind of, you see, oppressive effect of creating this mask. I would say that is as much an enlightened life as any.
So enlightenment is only for troublesome.
Yes. If you have no trouble, you don't come here.
Huh?
If you have no trouble, you won't come
Yeah.
here. Sometimes you might feel like I come because I have a deep urge which is leading me to this question, who am I?
Yes.
That means that question is troubling you. That then becomes your trouble.
Yeah.
Auspicious trouble, not bad.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to say by the time Nitya comes here that this enlightened state, as we call it a state, is not actually a state, it's your natural state of being. It's your natural being, let's put it that way. Because it is the light of the universe. You exist, and then your experience of all other things relies on your existence. So this is the light. You want to wait for her, or you want to say something quickly? Yeah. Right. Not all. Switch it till the. You want to talk that way or this way? Anyway, both are okay. Yeah.
I just want you
What do you
to
want?
speak with Amaya today.
Yes. That's right.
And I'm just missing her so very much, and she really should be here. I want to share a story we had together. We were chatting together, and
You were?
Amaya and me were chatting
Chatting,
together,
yeah.
and we were just fantasizing. How do you fantasizing?
Fantasize?
That we would just love to be together at your feet.
Oh.
And after we expressed that, we both would cry, would cry totally, and I'm just missing her totally. And she's just amazing.
Most amazing.
Most amazing Seva Queen, yeah. And without her, it's just so beautiful to make this seva together with her. And,
So I have to say that both Amaya and Nitya, how many of you are here because you read a transcript or you saw a video on YouTube or on Facebook? Most of this room. So these two ladies, these two apparent ladies, sorry, Advaita joke, sorry. Two coconuts are the ones responsible for all of this beautiful seva over many years. Amaya especially right from the very beginning, and there are some who have been with me for a very long time, and they also came because of a transcript. You see? Just my master's graced me this Sangha, where something just, they would hear the words, and there were many times that satsang would get over, and I would log on to Facebook, and the transcript was already there. I'm wondering, how does it work like this? 10, 11 books, now Ashtavakra Gita is coming, so much, and I've done nothing about it, except just come every day, 2-3 hours, chat around a little bit, and all this is happening around this. So thank you both, and Amaya especially. My dear, I don't even know what words to use. We all keep hoping that, we all keep hoping that you're resting enough. But also, I don't want you to, like I was telling Nitya earlier, I don't want to give you an order that you have to rest, because sometimes it could be the seva itself which is bringing a lot of peace and contentment in your life. So I don't want to take that position. But whenever you feel in your heart that it's too much strain, it's happening too much, then just take a break for as long as you like. With all your effort, commitment to seva, I have to say that much of this, how this is unfolding in this realm, after Guruji's grace, it is Amaya, Nitya, Krishna with his quotes every day, clockwork, the seva team, transcripts, video editing, and I start naming and I know that somebody is going to get upset with me because I forgot to mention that team or that name. But I'm so grateful.
I would like to say something to Amaya also.
Yes.
I want just, Amaya, keep it easy and have fun. And when you're just doing roughly notes, it's totally fine. If you're doing no notes, it's totally fine. And I'm good with everything. I just want you to have a good time and be here with us. Really be here with us. Yes.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for this reminder, my dear. Thank you so much. Now we can clap for all of you. Here, how it moved is that because I got so tired of does she have a mic? No, okay. Because I've been in this so-called corporate world for quite long. You see, running businesses, working in corporations. So this whole feeling was not that we're going to come to Satsang and start sharing Satsang, and there I'll have to organize also how all of this works. So this organizational muscle doesn't move so much in the organization of, you see, Sangha, the organization of any of this seva. But I've always found through Guruji's grace that somebody or the other, whatever needs to be done, something shows up and makes it happen. You see? Sometimes I wonder how, because superhuman capabilities to make so many highlights like this one here, and superhuman capabilities to do these transcripts, to manage them, to spell check them, to edit them, to put them in the book, to proofread them, so much, on and on and on. So it must be Guru power. It must be Guru power. What about Milosh? Come. First. Mike.
I just wanted to ask you, you exist because I perceive you, not I perceive you because you exist.
That's right. I exist as a perception for you.
Yeah,
That's it.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I see you all as in three-dimensional movie
Yes.
in my field of awareness, and everybody talking blah blah blah, including me. But
In
it
that
just-
same field
yeah.
of awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Very good. I like that. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Thank you.
Okay, I had a question, but I didn't hold it like
Yes.
during the satsang, so I
Yeah.
have to have some time to get it back. Otherwise, sometimes it's not listening. Like, I'm just trying to get it back because I know it will be coming back, and of course, it's easy to drop everything, especially in your presence. But then,
How come it's not so easy to drop the then? My presence must become stronger as I go older. Something has to happen to it. No, I'm just kidding around. While you're thinking of that, I realized that one who's been with us for a relatively shorter time, but she's just taken on everything. All the running around, all the managing, organizing, everything. Where is she? She is the one who's resting. Yeah, reminding water, everything. Sleep. So, big round of applause already for this team. Come back.
that's the point. You're outside there, and then things come up, and then you're in front,
I've heard
in
this
front of
many
you,
times.
and then it's like, yeah, okay,
I heard this
I have to
quite a
hard think hard.
That's one gift my master has given me. I've heard these stories for a long time that Outside, many have said that when I was outside, I really wanted to fight with you today. I really wanted to fight with you today. But when I came in, something just became lighter.
I didn't want to fight with you.
No, I know. I'm just saying that.
Not yet, maybe.
Not yet.
It's like sometimes I know it's just like a feeling, and outside, like when you get caught up sometimes in thoughts, whatever, and then I'm like, okay, I'm still perceiving it, and I can never say no, I'm not. I mean, it's not possible. But then sometimes when I say, so I'm perceiving it, but then it sometimes feels like as if it's coming from the mind. If it's not true, because I know I'm perceiving it, but still the sensation is like as if I'm just like manipulating, like it's kind of brainwashing.
Interpreting it in a different way. Is that what you mean? Like, give me an illustration. I'm lost usually without an example. Give me an example of what you mean. So.
In any situation, the situation doesn't. Then when I get like caught up in thoughts, and then I just remind myself, but I'm not all this. There's something perceiving. I'm actually perceiving it all, and it's true. But sometimes it comes, so I'm perceiving, and then it feels so mental. It feels like coming from the mind.
That you don't. No, that switch. Can you expand a little more? So when I look, I see that I am perceiving it.
Yeah.
But what happens?
But then I just say, okay, I'm perceiving, but it feels mental. It feels like coming from the mind.
Just like applying some mental band-aid.
Yeah.
Okay,
like, okay, I know, I've seen that I'm the seer, so now we see it again.
Are you just using the term I'm perceiving it or the phrase I'm perceiving it? Or you're just checking fresh in that moment?
The point is I try to check and I'm somehow doing, but the feeling is still that it comes from the mind. It's just a sensation, and somehow I buy it. I believe it.
What do you mean by the sensation?
The kind of the belief.
There's a perceiving and there's an interpretation that even this could be coming from the mind. What is the sensation?
I think I just miss a sensation. Maybe that's more it. Like sometimes when I'm with you and I'm like, I don't know, at my true place, let's call it this, then there's also often a kind of experience coming along. And then this experience, I'm missing out on those moments, so I'm still hunting for them. I know, and it's, so somehow it's...
That's just a special feature, otherwise nobody would come to Satsang.
But all we've known till now is like what we've experienced. So somehow there's still such a clinging on this that it should be, like it should be flavored with something. Unless it's that, I can't trust it.
But one benefit I already given you, which is that did I do this example with you? We can do it again. Imagine a big banyan tree.
What?
Big banyan tree, banyan tree? No. Imagine a big tree. Any tree.
Okay. I'm getting. Okay.
Imagine that tree and also completely focus on this hand.
On this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do both things. Nothing should get blurry. Both should be with full clarity.
I can't really do it.
You see? Because attention, although is a very intimate aspect of awareness, it is different from awareness because it is limited. As with this phenomenal play, everything is limited. So if I had 10 children, I could not give all my attention to all of them. You see, with 2 children, it's difficult enough because both are asking for it all the time. You see? So attention is a limited quality. Now, as you have started to divest belief from this mind, you will see that naturally attention will also not go so much to it. You see? And then what happens is you have more attention which goes into the phenomenal tasting of just phenomena. It is not so much, what's in it for me? Am I doing this right? And where are we going with this? You see? So this dissipation of attention is not so much as you're coming to your true nature. And therefore, the vibrancy of the taste of the phenomenal world seems to turn up. Huh? Turn up. Because it's more vibrant. Because your face is clear. You see? But if your face was there and I was trying to say, okay, what am I going to tell her next? You see? Or maybe I should tell her this. If it was like that, then it would be blurry, both ways. It can seem a bit. You see? That's why I've said that for the masters, it seems like they have a little, like in any situation. Where's the second one? So, for masters, you might wonder why they seem to have this that split second more in their interaction. You see, compared to, like I used to always wonder this when I was before I met Guruji. How is it that they seem like operating differently in time than I do? They seem to be more present with every moment. It is just because the dissipation of attention is not happening, and they seem more present with just this phenomenal taste, and they're not so worried about what is going to come out of the mouth next, what is going to be, what their image will be like based on what is said. You see, all this is not there. So even your experience will get tuned up a bit. I don't say this often enough because we often have this habit of putting the cart before the horse. First that has to happen, and then I will say that I am the self or something. That's a good way of checking.
You hold my hand.
Welcome to my world. I have to do most things which is like.
And still, you are speaking about some experience which is differently perceived.
I'm just speaking about when you go to a new place. For example, when you came to Tiruvannamalai the first time, suppose you were standing in front of the mountain. It was a much more vibrant experience because your mind has not yet found the interpretation of it. It doesn't know what to do. Sometimes we come into these situations where everything just seems to stop. Actually, it's the mind, the interpretation which is stopping. Everything else is going on. You see? But it seems so much clearer that moment. You see? So all of us have had these experiences. So it's not a new one that you're going to get, but it seems like this becomes more natural.
So
yeah,
it is a different perceiving experience, whatever. That's just the point. I mean,
yeah.
Still, that's what I seem to still
perceiving is the same
for.
But you're perceiving. We can say you're perceiving two things at the same time. And mostly, I'm perceiving just one.
Because you're not so interested in this, because you're not believing.
How to do that?
Yeah.
Just see that you are the self. And then automatically, what the mind is saying, you see that it's about the coconut. And as belief is withdrawn from that, you'll see attention is also not so attracted to it.
But this is the
If I say it in the other
thing.
order, which is withdraw your attention from the mind, then that becomes another game. How to control attention. Attention is this crazy monkey which is just going wherever I tell it not to go, it goes. Famous example. Don't think of pink elephant. Attention goes immediately. But I say, don't believe you're a pink elephant. Easier at least. Okay? Don't tell me it's not. So, just as you see, you are not that limited entity. Then all these pink elephant thoughts, limited entity thoughts, you have no interest in them. When you were interested in what the salesman was selling, because you thought it applied to you. Suppose you had a frequent salesman coming to your house who was selling clothes for your doll.
My dog.
Doll, Barbie doll. At the age in which you were interested in dolls, suppose there was, interested in these dolls, when the salesman would come, you would be interested. You might even have gone running, saying, what new, I'm going to make Barbie wear this, or something like that. Sorry if it's sounding too stereotypical. I would have said the same thing to a man, trust me. So now, as you've outgrown playing with dolls, the doll salesman with doll clothes comes. Is there so much? Does it bother you? Is it?
No, but I'm not interested in dolls. I'm interested in enlightenment, and my mind is telling me good stories about that. You know.
But the minute you call them stories, I mean something is already seen through them.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, and I want like some sticky ones. You just kind of
Expose one. What is one thing that the mind says about enlightenment?
This one that it should still somehow be sensed in a different way, like experience differently things, or things drop away. Just some experiential, like evidence.
Yeah.
Because also in the moments of clear seeing, it was also kind of an experience.
So experience this moment with me fully now.
I can't not do it. Like I
No,
can't.
it's good. We are experiencing the same thing. Only I am saying yes, you are saying no. That's the only difference. Seeing is the same. There's not even been enough time to buy a thought.
No, I know.
Then it's the same.
Okay.
It is the same. The world has remained the same. Sight has remained the same. Hearing has remained the same. I just talked about the functioning of this attention. And if your attention is here now, we are the same. Our perception is also the same.
Of course, everything is always fully perceived. How else,
Exactly.
you know?
So what should an enlightened one perceive that you are not perceiving? What superpowers it have? You should be able to see what's happening in the main hall of Ramana Ashram right now. How many people are there? 65. Like that? Or?
Not like that. I didn't grow up so much in this kind of Indian.
But what is your European?
Like, there's no ego, you're peaceful, but not actually that. What sticks most is actually just the experience I had, you know, of this very clear seeing, one very strong experience I had with you. And then I don't know, it was not fancy, it was not like
fire. It's only saying this, that if it comes, it goes also. Fooling with
For
you.
me, yeah. Before that, I didn't listen to it because it wasn't.
Means it is a coming and a going. It's just an experience.
I know, and my mind is still saying, yeah, but something must be different. It's very, and I think actually that's very common, the expectation.
Yes, I know.
And
it's very common. That's why I say almost every other sentence is don't buy into that idea because it's only trouble.
The mind tries to imitate witnessing.
Mind tries to make it?
Imitate witnessing.
It cannot. What tool does it have to imitate witnessing? It's just a bundle of thoughts.
Trying to watch your mind tries to watch it.
Can't. Mind can't watch. It's like the rug can't be space. Qualitatively, it's different. It is giving you maybe some interpretation like that. See, now the mind is trying to watch. The mind has no such tool. It cannot perceive. The mind is a bundle of thoughts. Is it?
there's still also some hope. That's why I cling to experience. Some hope that things would drop away or things would be easier, whatever.
Okay. What has not dropped away now? I'm fulfilling all the hopes and you're looking disappointed. You said there's a hope that something would drop away. I am saying, okay, done. In India, we would say tathastu. May it be so. Done. Done. If you go there, then we know what's coming.
I will carry you along with my backpack each time something comes up.
I'm there for that. Replace the monkey with me.
So when my mind says,
Yeah.
okay,
We're having this three-way conversation, you know that, no? It is like, I'm saying, you're saying to Mr. Mind, he's saying that. Mr. Mind is saying, this is what you tell him in return. And you're saying, my mind. And it's okay for me, but you must be getting tired. No?
yeah, something, I'm getting tired. I'm also not, that's taking it as serious anymore. It's
Yes.
like, but I just had to come up somehow,
Yeah,
you know,
good,
it's
good.
like,
So what was it saying?
wait.
There's nothing to be worried about, something which is so ephemeral. It doesn't even last a few moments. But your presence is always there. That is me. Not on your back, but in your heart. This looks like a pretty good experience.
I don't even know what it is. I'm crying or laughing, I don't know.
Yeah. Is that regular in the world? No. $47. Okay, who's singing today? You singing or no? Come. Yes. And then do we have two or one? This one you can use. Yes, you can use this one. Voice and that one. Give you a stand. Do we stand mic?
I was thinking of singing the song Ask Me Why by the Beatles.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll let you go.
Do you know it?
Once you start singing, I might be.
It's very what?
Do you want to use this?
I don't know. I don't know where I should put
Better
it.
with. Oh, where?
Also microphone.
For that? For the guitar, right?
To sing. How about
That's the.
my voice like this?
Yeah, you can hear.
All right.
You can hear.
But I'm a bit nervous.
Water?
Yeah.
I have this very exotic looking drink with coconut water.
you. Tell me things I want to know. And it's true that it only really goes to show that I know that I should never, never, never be blue. Now you're mine. My happiness still makes me cry. And in time, you'll understand the reason why. If I cry, it's not because I'm sad, but you're the only love that I've ever had. I can't believe it's happened to me. I can't conceive of any more misery. Ask me why. I say I love you, and I'm always thinking of you. I get nervous. All these people.
The reaction, that's it. No, let it be.
Yeah. But do I really know? Now I was thinking of another song. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. In my hour of darkness, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow. Let it be. 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 It could be an answer. Let it be. On another heart and people will agree. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Thank you.
It's the theme for the retreat anyway.
All right.
Would you like singing one more now?
Maybe, yeah. Last night I sang these words to my love. You know you never even tried love. Come on, come on. I don't know if I want to play that song.
You got some lyrics for it or what?
I don't know. The first one again. Well, I love. Ask me why. Yeah, that's a good one.
How would we move this one to his mouth? The guitar is audible anyway.
Again? You're gonna hold it?
Getting this one. Getting this one.
I love you, 'cause you tell me things I want to know. And it's true that it only really goes to show that I know that I should never, never, never be blue. Now you're mine. My happiness still makes me cry. And in time, you'll understand the reason why. If I cry, it's not because I'm sad, but you're the only love that I've ever had. I can't believe it's happened to me. I can't conceive of any more misery. Ask me why. I say I love you, and I'm always thinking of you. Okay. Enough? Maybe it's time.
Thank you all so much for in Satsang this evening. Guru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.